Hi, I'm Lisa Perez, founder of HBO Resources, a full-service human resources consulting firm focused on HR consultation, administration, and my true passion, training and development. Training and development provided by the Complete Manager Makeover management training system and its memberships and soon-to-be publication. Welcome to Transforming the Human in Human Resources. Benjamin Franklin once said, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Well, we believe that Mr. Franklin had it exactly right, because training isn't something that simply is a good thing to do. It's an absolute necessity and critical in the processes for a company's immediate stability, long-term investment, and growth strategy. So if knowledge and training is so important, why do we continue to see statistics like these? According to the Society for Human Resource Management, a survey recently conducted, 6 in 10 say managers are the reason they left their company. That's 6 out of 10 employees. And in a Docebo survey, and Docebo is a learning management solution, 36% of the workers, nearly half of which are millennial, would consider quitting a job that didn't provide learning opportunities. And finally, a recent study by Career Builder showed that a whopping 58% of managers said they didn't receive any management training at all. It is because of these statistics that I have made it my personal mission to focus on providing ongoing management training with the goal of transforming the human in human resources through not only soft skills training that are so absent in our workforce today, but also the information and insight for practical application of this training. Managers need to learn what it is that they need to say, what is it that they need to do to prepare for the various conversations that they'll encounter in the workplace. And that's from hiring or deciding not to hire, from managing performance, and even separating someone from employment, and everything in between. That's what the Complete Manager Makeover is all about. We call it the CMM for short. And I think that in order to accomplish this type of transformation, we need to learn some lessons from the butterfly, which could teach us about transformation. First and foremost, it's metamorphosis. Metamorphosis is change, and it's essential, and it needs to be constant at each stage of the butterfly's development. And each stage is dependent on the other. As we continue to learn and change in our managerial capacities and our managerial journey, each stage of our career is dependent on the other. We take that new knowledge, the new skills and abilities that we learn, and we must apply it going forward. We must be sure to make it a constant transformation, that we as managers and leaders never stop learning in our roles of managing people. We oftentimes have to shed our old patterns and behaviors, much like a caterpillar has to shed its skin. This process of letting go of something in order to embrace something new can also be a bit scary, but as the caterpillar grows, it sheds its skin 4 and 5 different times. So must we do. We've got to shed the old behaviors and patterns and way of managing to create transformation and room for what is new. We need to look at transforming the human and human resources and its movement as an ongoing process of shedding the old and embracing the new. And it must occur over and over again as we continue to embrace new ways of engaging, new ways of interacting, and new ways of relating to our employees, our coworkers, and even our own managers in order to become the best managerial versions of ourselves on our way to leadership roles. Let's face it, sometimes this change can also be pretty painful. We may make mistakes along the way, we may get it wrong, even as we're learning new tools and skills and abilities and ways of dealing with the various things that we do as managers. And maybe we don't want to change. Maybe we have that I'm fine the way I am kind of attitude, right? But if we allow ourselves to go through the changes of change that are required to become the best versions of ourselves, just like the butterfly, nothing will ultimately change if we don't go through those stages of change. We will stay in the same form, a caterpillar. The statistics won't ever change, and we will never reach new heights and fly. Second, transparency. We know butterflies as perhaps the most colorful and vibrant creatures on the planet, but the wings of a butterfly are actually scales that are completely transparent, and transparency is critical in transforming the human and human resources. In 2017, a study published by the Journal of Leadership and Organizational Studies found that transparent leadership, one, is an environment where leaders share information, where leaders reveal the reasons behind their decisions and make no mistakes about it. That is a critical piece in ensuring transparency within our workforces and our organizations. And they express their true feelings and vulnerabilities, and that can be scary sometimes. This type of transparent leadership really helps to boost even employee creativity, but especially trust, by instilling a sense of psychological safety. Building trust through transparency has long been a foundation for strong management-employee relationships, and it has been an integral part of the Great Place to Work trust model for decades. Transparent leadership requires so much more, like ensuring that we have an open door policy. And not that it's just a mantra within our organizations, but it really is exuded daily in the organizational culture. Open communication culture says that employees should feel safe in speaking their mind to management and have regular opportunities to do so. We should be creating town halls, town meetings, even now in this digital space that we have, creating breakout sessions in your most recent Microsoft Team or Zoom meetings or Google Hangout so that employees can get answers to their toughest questions, have an opportunity to engage with leadership, ask the questions, and get the answer no matter what the topic. In addition, vulnerability is essential in this transparent environment for relatability and the additional creation of trust between our employees, as well as empathy. Empathy says that our managers have the ability to put themselves in another's shoes, just like a job shadow day opportunity might permit, but we'll get to that in a minute. An employee needs to know that they're being shown consideration for their perspective by their manager, that their manager is interested in hearing them out before making detrimental determinations, and at the very least, that they're able to relate and seek first to understand, as often taught by Stephen Covey, one of my true favorite leadership and management trainers. Training managers on how to achieve this transparency is critical in this transforming the human and human resources mission. And finally, strength and determination is critical. Aristotle says, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. And it's interesting, although butterflies seem delicate, its wings are very strong and can sustain them through rain and wind, and they also have the ability to fly thousands of miles in order to arrive at their destination. This strength is built up over time, the time that it takes the butterfly to emerge out of its cocoon. And it's determined to emerge. But if helped through that process, it is weakened. The significance of this stage of knowing yourself and in the transforming the human and human resources mission is a personal emotional strength required for managers to look introspectively at themselves, to take a long, hard look in that mirror and know that both small and large changes will need to be made. This will take courage to admit we have areas of opportunity and growth, to acknowledge where we can improve ourselves oftentimes takes courage. No one can do it for us, just like no one can help that butterfly out of its cocoon. We must get to know ourselves and our responses to people around us. And the only way to do that, the only way we can change to meet another's needs is to change ourselves and to become self-aware. That's why we are so interested and we continue to focus on training with the DISC model of human behavior. It is part of the CMM, the Complete Manager Makeover curriculum, because it helps identify our communication styles, our behavior styles, our way of motivating individuals, our way of communicating to the different people around us. And it also helps with an awareness of blind spots. As managers of people and leaders of people, we need to know what we could be doing differently. What a dear friend of mine once called bouquets of opportunity, which now I utilize. And we have to make sure that we can do what we need to do to improve ourselves, because we can't change anyone except ourselves. This emotional strength requires many things, and it presents itself in several ways, such as an openness and vulnerability that we have. Not only openness to ourselves and vulnerability to ourselves to take part in that journey, but also an openness and vulnerability to those around us, particularly our employees. It requires emotional responsiveness. How do you react to the various emotions that will transpire during the employee life cycle, whether it's hiring, onboarding, training, performance management, performance improvement, as well as separation, the entire journey and the entire life cycle. It also presents itself in having a growth mindset, ensuring that day by day, month by month, year by year, transition to transition, career through career, we continue to have that growth mindset and an ability to embrace change. And finally, all encompassing knowing oneself. I hope you'll join me in transforming the human and human resources. HBL Resources has recently become, in conjunction with the Complete Manager Makeover, we have founded National Management Training Week. And this week is going to be observed in the third, full week of August in 2020. Its inaugural season. We would welcome you to get our participation toolkit at the address. Visit that location and get on our list to download a complete toolkit that'll give you ideas on how you and your organization can observe National Management Training Week. It'll be observed annually on the third full week of August. We hope you will participate this year in focusing on management training, not only during that week, but setting the stage and laying a foundation for management training to become a mainstay and a part of your organizational culture. That toolkit will provide ideas on how you can participate in National Management Training Week, what things you might consider, how you can help your managers learn and grow through management training. Transforming the human in human resources is going to take a metamorphosis. It's going to take transparency, and it's going to take strength and determination. We hope you will join our mission in transforming the human in human resources. I am certainly honored to have received a Silver Stevie Award this year for Entrepreneur of the Year, and especially to present this topic, which has become my mission of transforming the human in human resources. If I can ever be of assistance in any way to my fellow honorees and awardees and those within your organizations, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you for the gift of your time.